I owe the IRS a lot of money and I'm temporarily unable to pay. This is a comment that I hear again and again in my practice, and so I thought I'd take this opportunity today to make this short video to explain what to do in this particular situation. My name's Darrin Mish, and I'm a tax attorney with an international tax practice based in Tampa, Florida. Now this video is one of 20 videos, and if you'd like to have access to the other 19 videos, please visit our website at www.getirshelpvideos.com. So what we're talking about today is called hardship, or currently not collectible status. Hardship status, also known as status 53 sometimes with IRS folks. If you want to impress them that you really know what you're talking about you can indicate that you're asking for status 53. That has to do with some interior lingo at the IRS, and it has to do with what screen that they're looking at. It happens to be screen number 53. But hardship or currently not collectible status is not really a solution for an IRS problem. It's not the be-all end-all in most cases, but it's when the IRS agrees not to attempt to collect a tax debt for a specific period of time, usually a year or two. They will go ahead and go through your financial statement, and if there is no ability to pay indicated and proven with documentation on the financial statement, then they will agree to place you in this status for you, again, usually a year or two at a time. It's a great immediate solution to protect yourself from collections. It will stop a levy. It will usually not stop the filing of a federal tax lien. That's important to note. A federal tax lien is a notice to the world that you actually owe the money, but there's no inherent collection action other than the lien, other than the notice in the context of a federal tax lien. A levy, though, is a garnishment or a seizure or a taking. So that's a pretty important distinction. So a hardship determination will often or will stop levy action and will stop other collection action with the IRS other than the filing of a federal tax lien. The required documentation that you need for obtaining hardship status is a Form 433A and a Form 433B if you're in business, if you're a corporation or an LLC. You also generally need at least 3 months documentation proving your expenses and your income. If you're dealing with the ACS, which is an acronym for the Automated Collection System, then you'll actually need to use Form 433F. And usually you're going to require some explanation of the hardship. Now, let me give you some ideas of some explanations. You're currently not working. Pretty good explanation. You don't have any money, and so the IRS can't collect the money. It's important to note that the IRS cannot collect money from you when doing so would constitute an economic hardship. So now you should be asking, well, what in the world is an economic hardship? Well, an economic hardship is when there is an inability for you to pay for life's basic necessities, things like food, clothing, shelter, medical care, and so on. So if the IRS, if forcing you to pay anything at all would force you into a situation that was causing an economic hardship, then the IRS must put you in hardship status, or also known as currently not collectible status. There's one other thing that I'd like you to know about hardship status, and that is that it is not permanent in duration. Again, it's usually going to last for a year or two at a time. There are some instances where the IRS will put you in a semi-permanent hardship status. Typically, that is when you're elderly, living on a fixed income, perhaps you're disabled, and so they'll put you on a quasi-permanent status. And what that means is they will go ahead and set it up so that if your adjusted gross income on a tax return exceeds some undetermined or predetermined but undisclosed amount, then they will go ahead and leave you in hardship status unless and until your adjusted gross income exceeds that number. For example, and I don't know what the number is and it varies from case to case, but let's say that they put a target of $40,000 for your adjusted gross income. If you filed a return and you made $41,000, then that would trigger you coming out of hardship status, and you'd start to get collection notices again. It's also important to note that the IRS will continue to send you annual notices because they're required to do so by law. Now, if you'd like access to the other 20 videos in this series, again, please visit our website at getirshelpvideos.com.